impact and depart. Yes, life is short, impact, then depart. See, make it a personal goal that anyone who comes across your path experience your impact. Yes, make it a personal goal that anyone who comes across your path experience your impact. Great evening, guys. Thank you so very much for joining us again on another exciting Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. Yes, I am Mr. Upgrade, and this is the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, and I'm super excited to have you join us here today. You know, on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, we basically get to do four things. Yes, number one, we got to take your questions. So if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to send in the questions in the comments and we'll gladly take them. Number two, we got to share with you the upgrade mastery tip for the week. And for this week, the upgrade mastery tip is impact. Yes, impact. So much you're going to unpack in this conversation, and I can't wait for us to get into the gist fully. Number three, we get to connect, network, and bond because we understand how important it is for connecting, networking, and bonding, especially when we all connect from across the globe. So it's important that we get to network, we get to bond on the channel, right? And number four is that we get to have fun. Yes, I strongly believe that if learning is not fun, there is no learning at all. So we get to have fun while we do the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. So I'm super excited because this is another time of learning, unlearning, and relearning because we are not going to remain the same after this conversation is over. So if you're excited, I want you to type in the comment, excited. Type excited in the comment so I know that you're excited for this and you're ready for us to get this show on the road. Yes. Okay. On the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, you know we always begin with questions. So we're waiting to take your questions so that you can get the things off your chest that you really want to talk about. And like we always say, there are no right or wrong questions. They are just questions. And like we say, questions are more important than answers. Questions tell us where you are. It shows us how we can help you because the questions you ask let us understand where you currently are and where you need clarity. So there are no right or wrong questions. They are just questions. So feel free to ask your questions in the comment and we'll gladly take them. But while we wait for your questions, we also get to begin with our basic 5 questions. Now, these basic 5 questions help us to set the tone for the conversation. It helps us to lay the foundation upon which every other thing we discuss is going to be built upon, right? So we're going to begin with our basic 5 questions so that you can have a proper foundation for the conversation, right? So question number 1, what is impact? You hear people talk about impact. Oh, he impacted me. Oh, she impacted me. What exactly is impact? When you hear the word impact, what is it that comes to your mind when you hear impact? I'd like to hear in the comments, what is impact? Type in the comment. What is impact? And you know the way we do this, we don't go asking ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or any of those AI tools. Just what comes to your mind when you hear the word impact? Type it in the comments. Let's see, right? I'm waiting to see the comments, right? Okay, good. Makes sense. Now, on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, we always share with you definitions you will never find anywhere else. Literally, you don't find our definitions anywhere else. It's not in any dictionary. It's not in any AI tool. So that's why we always advise that you pay attention, right? You know, they say when people pay, they pay attention. But even if you are not paying anything cash-wise here, you're paying with your time. You're paying with your data. So pay attention to what it is that we're sharing with you here because we are here for your benefits, because we are here to help you live good behind so that you can upgrade. So what is impact? Let me tell you what impact is from the upgrade side of life, right? You see, impact, it is the effect people, places, and things experience when they come in contact with you that changes them. That, my friend, that is impact. Impact is the effect that people, places, and things experience when they come in contact with you that changes them. So when we talk about impact, we are saying when the things, the effect, yes, the effect that people, places, and things experience when they come in contact with you that will change them. That, my friend, that is impact. Are you getting this? Is this making sense? So impact is the effect. You know, they say in life there's cause and effect. Impact is the effect that people, places, and things experience when they come in contact with you that changes them. Are you getting this? Is this making sense? Okay, great. So question number 2, who is responsible for impact? Now we know that impact is the effect that people, places, and things experience when they come in contact with you that changes them. So who then is responsible for impact? It's simple. You are. You are responsible for impact. You are responsible for the effect people have and what they experience when they come in contact with you that will change them. You are responsible for impact. So whether you have impact or you lack impact is up to you, because you are responsible for impact. No one else is responsible for impact but you. Are you getting this? Is this making sense for you? Okay, now question number 3. Why impact? Why do we have to have conversations around impact? Why do we have to even talk about impact? Why is impact anything worth considering or even mentioning at this time? Why impact? I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why impact, right? 3 reasons why impact. Number 1, effect. Number 2, exposure. And number 3, experience. So 3 reasons why impact: effect, exposure, experience. Now, let me break this down for you so you have a better understanding of this, right? You see, a very key thing about impact is effect. You know, I told us earlier, life is about cause and effect, right? You may not be able to pinpoint the cause, but you cannot deny the effect. Are you getting this? Impact brings about effect. So let's say you are driving on the road and then someone comes and hits your car. You can see the effect of that hit on your own car. The impact of it, you can see it on your own car. The same way in someone's life, when you come in contact with some people, you can literally see the effect of those people in your life, either positively or negatively. Are you getting this? You always see the effect. So the first thing about impact that I want you to understand and always know is the effect. Why impact? Because impact brings about effect. Number 2 is the exposure. You see, impact brings about exposure. It exposes you to certain things. It brings about exposure in your life, in your journey. It exposes you. Are you getting this? Impact brings about exposure. So when we're talking about why impact, it's exposure. There are some things you were never exposed to until you began to be impacted by those things. Now you now got exposure to those things. So you see, impact brings about exposure. Why impact? The third reason why impact is experience. Now, because of the effect, because of the exposure, you now have experience. Impact brings about experience. Are you getting this, guys? Is this making sense for you? Right? Let me know in the comment that this is making sense, right? Impact brings about experience. So these are three reasons why impact: the effect, the exposure, and the experience. Now, question number 4, what are the benefits of impact? What do I stand to gain as a result of impact? What are the benefits? What's in it for me as a result of impact? I'll tell you 3 benefits of impact. Number 1 is change. Remember, we said that impact, it is the effect people, places, and things experience when they come in contact with you that changes them. The first benefit of impact is change. Things that impact you, they change you. I see that it plays out. Whatever impacts you, it changes you, whether it is positively or negatively. As long as it impacts you, it will change you. Are you getting this? As long as it impacts you, it will change you. The second benefit of impact is growth. As a result of the impact, you experience growth. See this, guys. There's certain level of growth that you may never come in contact with until you experience impact. Are you getting this? There's the growth that takes place with impact. That's the benefit of impact. There's growth. First, there is change. Next, there is growth. And the third benefit is transformation. You know, one of the things that impact does is that it transforms you. First, it changes you, it grows you, then it transforms you. This is phenomenal, guys. Literally, it is phenomenal. Impact will change you. Impact will grow you. Impact will transform you. As a result of impact, you change, you grow, and you are transformed. Is this making sense, guys? Are you learning something from this? Now, question number 5. When is the best time for impact? When is the best time for impact? When is the best time for you to make impact, for you to have impact? When is the best time for impact? I know, like we often say here, that the last best time for anything was yesterday. The next best time for impact is now. Now is the next best time for impact. Are you getting this? Now is the next best time for impact. So the question is, are you making impact now? Not tomorrow, not later, but now. The best time for impact is now. So are you making impact? Because you see, you must never become a contact with no impact. Never become a contact with no impact. You know, in one of my books I wrote back in the day, I'm Surrounded by Idiots, that's the title. And one of the ways to know that you are surrounded by idiots is to have contact with no impact. Are you getting this? One of the ways to know that you are surrounded by idiots is to have contact with no impact. And let me give you an example. Let's say you have a challenge and you put out on your status, on your WhatsApp status, and say, oh, I'm in need of XYZ. You put it up on your status for 24 hours. And in that space of 24 hours, not even one person reaches out to you to say, oh, I saw that you said you're in need of XYZ. How can I be of help? If that doesn't happen for you in 24 hours, that shows that you have contact with no impact. But beyond discovering you have contact with no impact, you as a person should not be a contact with no impact. Remember our definition of impact? We said that impact is the effect people, places, and things experience when they come in contact with you that changes them. So, which means never become a contact with no impact. If people have contact with you, they should experience your impact. Are you getting this? If people have contact with you, they should experience your impact. So never become a person that is a contact with no impact. You know, if you have contact with naked electricity, you feel the impact of the shock. Are you getting it? You feel the impact. The same way, if people come in contact with you, they should experience your impact. And I dare say that impact has to be positive and not negative. Are you getting this? Is this making sense? So this has helped us to establish the conversation. Now let us now begin to put the building blocks. We have laid the foundation with our 5 questions. Now let's begin to put the building blocks of impact. Are you ready for this? Type in the comments, I am ready. Right? Type in the comments, I am ready, so that we can proceed. Type in the comment, I am ready. I am ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Go, 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 go. Let's do this. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. I'm ready. Okay, now let's look at impact. I-M-P-A-C-T. Impact. Impact. I-M-P-A-C-T. Impact. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down to its core so you really understand this and see how you can begin to practice this in everything that you do in your life. Because see, guys, you must never become a contact with no impact. You must have impact in all that you do. You must have impact in all that you do. So the I in impact is investment. You know, making impact in your journey comes down to the investment you're making. You know, it is said that success is the impact of the investment in your personality. Success is the impact of the investment in your personality. Which means if you're going to succeed, you must make investments in your personality. Impact starts with investment. Investment in yourself, investment in others. Because you cannot give what you don't have, right? No matter how much you want to give, you cannot give what you don't have. So impact begins with making investments in yourself and then making investment in others. The first best investment you can ever make is not Bitcoin, is not real estate, is not whatever investment you think. It is the investment in self. That is the first best investment, the investment in self. The next best investment is the investment in others. And to make impact, there must be investment. Investment in self and investment in others. Because you can't give what you don't have, you need to first make investment in yourself so you can be able to make investment in others. Impact begins with investment. Investment of your time, investment of your energy, investment of your resources, investment of your money, investment of your service. Impact begins with investment. So when someone is making impact, they are making investment. They're making investment. I know investment is like sowing seeds because you always reap what you sow. Now, you may not reap where you sow, but you will always reap what you sow. I'll say that again. You may not reap where you sow, but you will always reap what you sow. An impact is an investment. Impact. The investment of impact are like seeds. They will always yield. I'll say that again. The investment of impact are like seeds. They will always yield. So the I in impact is investment. And I've told you, you make that investment in self, you make that investment in people. You must make the investment if you're going to be making impact. You can make that investment through your time, through your energy, through your resources, through your money, through your service. You make the investment, and success is the impact of the investment in your personality. The impact of the investment in your personality. So impact begins with investment. So when you're making impact in people's lives, you are making investment in their lives. You're sowing seeds in their life. And we told you, seed will yield. Seed will yield. I will say you may not reap where you sow, but you will always reap what you sow. You always reap what you sow. And in impact is mindset. You know, you must have a mindset of things becoming better than you get it. That's impact. Everywhere you go, make sure that it is better because of you. It's a mindset. You go into a place and you are looking out for how to improve the place. You meet people, you're looking for how to improve them. It's a mindset. You're not thinking of what you will gain from them. You're thinking of what you would give to them. It's a mindset, guys. It's a mindset. Impact is a mindset. How do I make this better? How do I improve this? How do I make this become better? It's a mindset. How do I upgrade? It's a mindset. And that's impact. Are you getting this? That's impact. It's a mindset. I'm thinking, how do I make this better? How do I improve this? How do I upgrade this? It's a mindset. Because with that mindset, you are not complaining. You're looking for ways for improvement. You know, the largest room in the world is the room for improvement. And the mindset of impact is to always be in that room for improvement. Always be in that room for improvement. It's a mindset thing, guys. It's a mindset. The M in impact is mindset. It's mindset. You see, the P in impact is purpose. You know, they say when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. But you see, you have a purpose for impact. Yes. You know, they say that The richest place in the world is the graveyard. But the second richest place in the world is your notepad, right? Impact has a purpose. And the purpose of impact is to see that people become the best version of themselves. See, a caterpillar that never becomes a butterfly failed in its purpose. I'll say that again. A caterpillar that never becomes a butterfly failed in its purpose because it must live out its true potential. A tadpole that never becomes a frog failed in its purpose. It must live out its full potential. So the purpose of impact is that you become the best version of yourself. You become the best version of yourself. That's the purpose of impact. Because impact has a purpose. You know, when Jesus met the fig tree and there were no figs, he cursed it because the fig tree has failed in its purpose. Are you getting this? Is this making sense? So you must understand that there is purpose to impact, ensuring that people become the best versions of themselves. They become the best versions of themselves. There's the purpose to impact. There's the purpose to impact, guys. They become the best versions of themselves. See this, guys. You must recognize the purpose for impact. So you are not impacting people for the sake of impacting. There's a purpose, helping them become the best versions of themselves. Because when they become the best version of themselves, the world is a better place for it. You know, butterflies have a role they play in the human ecosystem. So imagine if butterflies never become butterflies but remain as caterpillars. That role that they play in human ecosystem will not be played. It can't be played as a caterpillar. It's only played as a butterfly. So you see why there's the purpose to impact. There's a purpose to impact, guys. There's a purpose for impact. And you see, the A in impact is action. See, you can't make any kind of impact without action. Impact. There is the act of the imp. It's called impact. There is the act. Action. Which means you get to do something. Action. Impact is not in intention. Impact is in action. Are you getting this? Impact is not in intention. Impact is in action. Are you getting this? Ever heard about what is called the mosquito effect? You know, I know you've heard about the elephant in the room, but have you heard about the mosquito effect? As small as the mosquito, you can feel its impact. Why? Because the mosquito takes action. The mosquito takes action. See this, guys. There is action in impact. You cannot make impact in inaction or in intention. You can't make impact with inaction or intention. You make impact with action. Because the A in impact is action. And you see, the C in impact is consistency. See, when it comes to impact, it is not start and stop. You're not a bus driver. It is consistency. They say once is a mistake, twice is a choice, but thrice is a pattern. Impact has a pattern of consistency. So you see, when people are saying almost the same thing about a particular person, that's the consistency of impact. Are you getting this? When people are saying all of the good things about a particular person, that is the consistency of impact. That's the pattern of impact. See, get this, guys. Get this, guys. There's the consistency of impact. Is this making sense? So the C in impact is consistency. Impact is consistent. It's not one-off. It's not a fluke. It's consistent. You know, they said everywhere Jesus went, he was doing good. Everywhere. Even in Galilee, that they did not regard him, he still healed a few people. Everywhere he went, he was doing good. Consistency of impact. Consistency. And finally, the T in impact is timely. See this, guys. Impact is timely. You must be sensitive to the timing of impact. Impact is timely. And everyone has to be sensitive to the timing of impact. You know, Jesus got to the pool of Bethsaida. He healed one person and walked away. What happened to the others? They missed the timing of impact. They missed the timing of impact. You must understand the role of timing when it comes to impact. When it comes to impacting people, you will not have all the time in the world. There's the timing to do that. You miss the timing, you've missed the opportunity for impact. There's the timing. People will not always need your help all the time. There's a timing for impact. You miss the timing, you've missed it. So you must understand the timing of impact. You must understand the timing of impact. You missed the timing, you've missed it. You've missed it completely. Because there's the timing of impact. Are you getting this? Is this making sense? There's the timing of impact. So, guys, this is what impact represents: investment, mindset, purpose, action, consistency, timing. This, my friends, this is impact. Now, the question now to you is, are you ready to live a life or be a person of impact? Are you ready to be a person of impact? Now, if you are ready to be a person of impact, I want you to type in the comments, impact. Type in the comments, impact, right? So I know that you are ready to be a person of impact. So type in the comments, impact. Type in the comments. I want to see that. I want to see the impact in the comments. Type in the comments, impact. Let's see. Let's go. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. You're made for impact. You see, there are three simple things about impact that I want you to know and never forget. Three simple things about impact. Number one, contribution. Number two, significance. And number three, relevance. These are three simple things about impact I want you to always remember. Number one is contribution. For every impact that you make is a contribution that you are rendering. Contribution. Impact is measured in your contribution. They say life is not measured in its duration, but in its donation. I'll say that again. Life is not measured in its duration, it is measured in its donation. impact. The impact of your life is the contribution your life is making. Are you getting this? The impact of your life is the contribution that your life is making. It's contribution. Are you getting this? It's contribution. Impact is contribution. The second thing about impact is the significance. So people can literally see the difference your presence makes and the difference your absence makes because of the significance of your impact. You know, they say a tree cannot make a forest. But you see, there are some trees that are the essence for the forest. There are some trees that give essence to the forest. Your impact must have significance. It must be significance. You see, they say that if your presence is not felt, your absence will not be recognized. If your presence is not felt, your absence will not be recognized. So what's your significance as a result of your impact? What can people look back and say, oh, when he was here, these things were different? The significance. There's a significance of impact. See, Potiphar said to Joseph that I have realized that my house is being blessed because of you. So because of this, I put everything in your charge. That is significance of impact. Joseph was not the only slave perhaps that Potiphar has, but Potiphar could see the significance that Joseph brought to his house. The third thing about impact is relevance. Relevance. Potiphar saw how relevant Joseph was. He says, my house is being blessed because of you. So because of this, I put everything in your charge. Everything. Relevance. That's impact, guys. You know, Genesis 39:2, scripture says, and the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man. Joseph was a slave in Egypt, but he was prospering. He was having impact everywhere he went. In Potiphar's house, he had impact. In the prison, he had impact. In the palace, he had impact. In fact, Joseph's impact started from his father's house. So you see this thing about impact. There's contribution. There's significance. There is relevance. So I dare ask you, what's your contribution? What's your significance? And what's your relevance? That is what determines your impact. Nothing more, nothing less. It comes down to your contribution, to your significance, and to your relevance. Make sense? Makes sense. Now, there are two traits of impact. When you see these two traits, you know that the person is making impact. There are two traits of impact. Two traits of impact. Guys, never forget this. There are two traits of impact. What do you think are the two traits of impact? Guess. What do you think are the two traits of impact? There are two traits of impact. Number one, change. Number two, transformation. When you see these two traits, impact is taking place. There's change, there's transformation. These are the two traits of impact. Anyone you see experiencing these two traits, impact is taking place. There's change, there's transformation. Impact. There's change, there's transformation. Never forget that. These are two traits of impact: change and transformation. Are you getting this? Is this making sense for you? Now, the one goal of impact is experience. See, when people contact you, the impact leaves an experience. I'll say that again. When people contact you, the impact leaves an experience. So the one goal of impact is experience. Are you getting this? The goal of impact is experience. You know, when the woman with the issue of blood contact the hem of Jesus's garment, she experienced the stop of the flow of blood that she had gone through for 12 years. The goal of impact is experience. When blind Bartimaeus had contact with Jesus, he could see again. The experience of impact. So the one goal of impact is experience. When you impact, people feel the experience of the impact. Things feel the experience of the impact. Places feel the experience of the impact. The one goal of impact is experience. It's experience. It's experience, guys. Experience. See, let me tell you this. You may not see salt in the soup, but you cannot deny the impact of salt in the soup. See, sometimes people may not literally see your impact, but they cannot deny your impact. They may be blind to see the impact, but they cannot deny the impact. Just like salt in the soup. You may not see salt in the soup, but you cannot deny the effect of salt in the soup. You cannot deny the impact of salt in the soup. See, you cannot see your heart, but you cannot deny the effect of your heart in your human body. So many times, the greatest impacts are not even seen, but they are felt. I'll say that again. Many times, the greatest impact are not seen, but they are felt. They are experienced. See, you do not need a bag of salt to make a bag of rice sweet. Let that sink in. You do not need a bag of salt to make a bag of rice sweet. Now you understand when scripture says in Matthew 5:16, it says, you are the light of the world. You are the salt of the earth. You are a city that is set on a hill that cannot be hidden. See, you cannot hide impact. Even if you can't see it, you can feel it. Even if you can't see it, you can feel it because you cannot hide impact. You can't hide it. There are things you can hide, but you see impact, you cannot hide impact. You cannot. Impact is visible to the blind, audible to the deaf, felt by the norm. You cannot hide impact. You can't. Even if you try, you cannot hide impact. See, your impact can be sweet or bitter, but never bland. I'll say that again. Your impact can be sweet or bitter, but it's never bland. Your impact cannot be tasteless. It can be sweet, it can be bitter, but it is never bland. Never bland. It's never bland. And you see, in this life, nothing creates a memory like impact, and nothing leaves a legacy like impact. I'll say that again. In this life, nothing creates a memory like impact, and nothing leaves a legacy like impact. You want to create memories? Make impact. You want to leave legacy? Make impact. Because nothing creates a memory like impact, and nothing leaves a legacy like impact. Remember, the goal of impact is experience. That experience creates a memory, and that experience creates a legacy. Are you getting this? Is this making sense? There are 3 levels of impact. 3 levels of impact. Number 1, what you say. Number 2, what you do. And number 3, who you are. These are the 3 levels of impact. What you say, what you do, and who you are. And you see, each level builds on the next. So from what you say, it produces what you do. Then what you say and what you do gives birth to who you are. It gives birth to who you are. So these 3 levels of impact, you must be aware of them. What you say, what you do, and who you are. These are the 3 levels of impact. And you need to be playing on all 3 levels. What you say. Scripture says, let your words be full of grace and seasoned with salt, that it edifies those that hear it. What you do, it says, in all that you do as unto the Lord. And who you are. Who you are. It says, do not be weary. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man sows, the same thereof shall he reap. And I told us, you may not reap where you sow, but you always reap what you sow. Always reap what you sow. So the 3 levels of impact. What you say, what you do, who you are. These are the 3 levels of impact. Is this making sense for you guys? Are you learning something, guys? Are you learning something? See, real impact has mutual benefits. Mutual benefit. See, impact is never parasitic. It's never one-sided. It benefits you and it benefits the people you're making the impact on. Is mutually beneficial. Real impact has mutual benefits. Real impact has mutual benefits. I gain, you gain. Mutual benefits. I win, you win. Mutual benefits. You see, David and Jonathan had real impact. So Jonathan sacrificed his throne for David. He said, I know that God has chosen you to be king instead of me. He sacrificed his throne for David. Right? He loved David. Scripture says that Jonathan loved David as his own soul. He loved David. And then he saved David. He told David that, oh, my father is planning to kill you, run away. But guess what? When Jonathan died and David had become king, David said, is there still anyone left in the house of Saul that I may show kindness for Jonathan's sake? Hey, yeah! That is mutual benefit. Jonathan was dead, gone, buried. But David said, is there still anyone left in the house of Saul that I will show kindness for Jonathan's sake? And that's where Mephibosheth was brought in from Lodebar to come and eat on the king's table. Impact has mutual benefits. Real impact has mutual benefit. Now, you've been wondering, I've been talking about real impact, real impact. Let me tell you how to make your impact real. To make your impact real, it's about responsibility. It's about empathy. It's about audacity. And it's about learning. This is what makes your impact real. So to make real impact, there's responsibility, there's empathy, there's audacity, and there's learning. This is what makes your impact real. And this is what makes your impact become mutually beneficial, because it's real. There's responsibility, there's empathy, there's audacity, there's learning. This is what makes your impact real. Are you getting this, guys? Is this making sense? You see, impact is seen in your presence and felt in your absence. So we can see your impact in your presence, and we can feel your impact in your absence. And I told you earlier, if the impact of your presence is not seen, the absence of your presence will never be felt. If the impact of your presence is not seen, the absence of your presence will never be felt. Are you getting this? You see, I told us that success is impacting your world with the investment of your personality. Success is impacting your world with the investment of your personality. See, take this from me, guys, and learn this for free. While the goal of some is to make impact, the goal of others is to erase the impact. Now, let me explain this so you get it. The goal of some people is to make impact. The goal of some others is to erase the impact of those people who had made impact. You see, how do I know this? I'll explain. You see, how did they ever arrive a Pharaoh that knew no Joseph? Joseph, who not only saved Egypt in the 7 years of famine, but saved the whole world. Then how did they arrive at a Pharaoh who knew no Joseph? Because Joseph's history was intentionally erased. Joseph's history, Joseph's impact, Joseph's contribution, significance, and relevance was erased. That's where they arrived at a Pharaoh who knew no Joseph. So when I say for some people, their goal is to make impact, and for some people, their goal is to erase the impact. The question now is, who would you rather be? To make impact or to erase the impact of others? Who would you rather be? The one who makes impact or the one who wants to erase the impact of others? See, it takes a lot of work to make impact. The same way it takes a lot of work to erase impact. So why don't you do the work to make impact rather than do the work to erase impact? Which work would you rather be doing? To do the work to make impact or to do the work to erase impact? You know, looking at Joseph's situation in Egypt, when Exodus says there arose a Pharaoh who knew no Joseph, it made me believe that people are hell bent on erasing the impact of others. Yes, people are hell bent on erasing the impact of others. Joseph did not just save Egypt, he saved the world. Yet, Joseph's impact was erased from Egypt's history. That is to tell you that people can be hell bent on erasing the impact of others. But why waste that energy that you could have used in making your own impact? You're using the energy to erase the impact of others. See, I'd like to ask you this question, and I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Are you an impact maker or are you an impact eraser? Which are you? Are you an impact maker or are you an impact eraser? Which one are you? The maker or the eraser? I would rather and always be a maker than an eraser. I would rather and always be a maker than an eraser. Why erase impact when you can make one? Are you getting this? Is this making sense? See this, guys. You must make up your mind to become an impact maker. Make up your mind that I will be an impact maker. Wherever I find myself, I would be an impact maker. Let that be settled in your mind. Remember, I told you impact is a mindset. Let that be settled in your mind. Wherever I go, I will be an impact maker. I'll be an impact maker. They will feel it. They will feel it. They will feel it. You see, there's something striking in scripture for me. You know, Moses was an impact maker. Joshua was an impact maker. But after Moses and Joshua, we couldn't see any impact maker directly, so we now had judges. So what happened? That's a conversation for another day. There was Moses, one person. There was Joshua, one person. But after Joshua, we now had judges. Think about it. You see, even God works with those who make impact. You know, Timothy says that in a house there are vessels. There's vessel of gold, vessel of silver, vessel of wood, there's vessel of honor, and vessel of dishonor. But it says that if a man purges himself, he will be made a vessel unto honor that is fit for the master's use. Which means even God works with people that make impact. Because of the impact you are making, God can redirect your path. And you see that happened with the life of Saul. Saul was going about persecuting the Christians, and God redirected that impact to be one who started to propagate the gospel. Are you getting this? So God can redirect your path because you are making impact. Look at the case of Cornelius. The angels came to Cornelius and said, send men to Joppa to bring Peter, who is in the house of Simon the tanner. He will bring you words through which you will be saved. God works with those who make impact. See, the impact of your life is seen in the lives of others. I'll say that again. The impact of your life is seen in the lives of others. It's seen in the life of others. The impact of your life is seen in the lives of others. And see, to make impact, you believe in people. You see the good in people. You support people. And then you expose people. That's how you make impact. First, you believe in people, and then you see the good in people, and then you support the people, and then you expose the people. You expose them to rooms of opportunities, of possibilities. You expose them. This is how you make impact. You believe in them, you see the good in them, you support them, and then you expose them. That is how you make impact. That's how you make impact. And you see these guys, sometimes those that you impact become greater than you, but they would forever acknowledge and reference your impact. Yeah. Those that you impact, sometimes they become greater than you, but they will forever acknowledge and reference your impact. To forever acknowledge and reference your impact. See these guys. You must realize that you always have the opportunity each day to make impact. But please do not miss it. Now, I've told us before that opportunity does not come but once. Contrary to popular opinion, when people say, oh, opportunity comes but once. No, opportunity doesn't come but once. Opportunity comes every day. Now, the day that you take advantage of opportunity, that becomes your wants. So you see, you will always have the opportunity each day to make impact. But please do not miss it. Do not miss it. When it comes to impact, you must be sensitive. You must be discerning. Are you getting this? When it comes to impact, you must be sensitive. and you must be discerning. Do not miss the opportunity for impact. Do not miss it. Do not miss it. You see, impact comes with reward. Yeah, it comes with reward. And reward, like I always tell us, is broken down to commendation or consequences. But impact comes with reward, right? It comes with reward. You know, Mephibosheth enjoyed the reward of Jonathan's impact. He got the commendation to now be given lands, brought from Lodebar to now be in the king's palace, to feast on the king's table for the rest of his life. That's the commendation from Jonathan's impact. So you see, the impact you're even making, your children's children can enjoy the fruits of that impact. Are you getting this? The impact you are making, your children's children can enjoy the fruits of that impact. Because your impact outlives you. A man called Archbishop Benson Idahosa of blessed memory. He's been dead since 1998, but his impact is still relevant in 2026. His children are still reaping the benefits of his impact years and decades after he's gone. By 2028, it will be 30 years since his passing. In 3 decades, the children, the family, the relatives are still enjoying the impact of a man 30 years after he has gone. Why am I telling you this? There's reward to impact. Mephibosheth was enjoying the impact of Jonathan's impact. He was enjoying the reward of Jonathan's impact. The same way, there's the consequences that come with impact. Remember Rehoboam? When the people gathered and said, your father was strict with us, now that you're king, would you at least show mercy and not be too strict with us? And he went to listen to counsel from the old men, and the old man told him, your father was strict, be merciful with the people. Then he went to take counsel also from the young men. The young man says, oh, your father gave them whips, use scorpion. And then he took the counsel of the wise men. Remember, I've told us before about taking wise counsel. And when it comes to taking wise counsel, the question is, who are you asking? What are they saying? What are you doing? Then Rehoboam took the counsel of the young men and told the people, father was strict, I will be stricter. He dealt with you with whips, I will deal with you with scorpions. And the people said, we are going to abandon you to your tent, O Israel. And Rehoboam lost the 12 tribes of Israel. Only 2 tribes remained with him. He lost 10 tribes. He lost 10 tribes because that was the consequence of his impact. See, I told you that impact comes with reward, and the reward is either commendation or consequence. Mephibosheth enjoyed the commendation of Jonathan's impact. Rehoboam enjoyed the consequence of his impact by telling the people he is going to be more strict with them. Instead of dealing with them with whips like his father, he would deal with them with scorpion. And the people abandoned him. See this, guys. Life is short. Time is limited. Impact and depart. I'll say that again. Life is short. Time is limited. Impact, then depart. You are not always going to be on the center stage forever. The limelight will never be always on you. Life is short. Time is limited. Impact, then depart. Are you getting this? Does this make sense? See this, guys. Your impact must have ripple effect. Yes, your impact must have ripple effect. It must have ripple effect. And I say this a lot, that impact that is viral begins with viral. I'll say that again. Impact that is viral, it begins with viral. And by viral, I mean VIRU. It begins with a vision. It begins with intentionality. It begins with responsibility. And it begins with urgency. This is viral. So the impact that is viral begins with viral vision, intentionality, responsibility, and urgency. So, guys, this is it. This is the conversation for the now about impact. You know, last week we talked about responsibility. And one of the ways to really show that you are taking responsibility is the impact that you are making. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. The impact you are making. The question I'd like to ask you right now, as we begin to wrap this up, is simple. Who would you rather be? An impact maker or an impact eraser? You can be both. So choose you this day who you would be. The impact maker or an impact eraser. And if you look around you, you will see that there are people who are impact makers and there are also people who are impact erasers. Remember, there arose a Pharaoh who knew no Joseph because there were people who erased the impact of Joseph. Never forget that. So, guys, this is it. This is it. We believe that you've had a great, amazing, transforming time on this conversation today on impact. And we can't wait to hear the feedback and the testimonials that will come from the impact of this impact. We can't wait to hear it. Testimonials that will come from the impact of this impact. So, guys, like we always tell you on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, that 3 things will happen for you in this new week. By the way, happy new month. Yeah, the month of May, the season of pleasant surprises for you. So happy new month once again, right? 3 things will happen for you in this new week. Number 1, increased voice of God. Number 2, open heavens over your life. And number 3, more angelic activities in all that you do. Yeah. Remember, there's always more on the upgrade side of life. And that's why we encourage you that you leave good behind so that you can upgrade. And what better way for you to upgrade than for you to become a person of impact? Go out there and impact your world. Remember, success is impacting your world with the investment of your personality. So go out there and impact your world. And also, feel free, as always, as your culture, feel free to like, to subscribe, to share with others, right? Share this. Let this go viral. Share this with your friends, your families, your loved ones, and even your enemies. Let this go viral. Share this, guys. Share this. Put it everywhere because people need to begin to live a life of impact. Imagine what the world would be like if everyone is living a life of impact. Just imagine. And that's possible if you help to share this with people. Yes, because sharing is caring. And one way for you to be making impact in other people's life is to share content like this with them. Share this with them. It will be helping them in their own upgrade journey. So, guys, thank you so much for watching, and God bless you. I'll see you again very soon. And until then, there's always more on the upgrade side of life. And that's why we encourage you that you leave good behind so that you can upgrade. Thank you, guys, and God bless you.